And we're working our way down to the minor nations. This time we are going to drag you along a little bit. You're going to have to save your Viking for a little bit, because firstly, we are going to show you the new map called Flanders. And we are doing something a little bit
Flanders?
different.
Oh no.
This one. In fact, depending
on
the
field
rating, this map will be available to both low tier and high tier. Depending on the map,
Oh, I gave it the C76.
God
damn it!
Change.
Stop giving that round to thing.
If it keep it at A7 because of that round, I would take it, man. I would take it. Like C76 is just an upgrade to a 735. They gave it a bit more. A bit more angle penetration.
Just give it the M33. I just don't care. Just give it that round, please. Even if
no, because then they're gonna increase it to like 9.3 like they did with the BMF. Don't do it. Don't do it. Just give it at A7. Just give it at A7.
You can already see on the far side there on the A point, there's a crashed American transport plane.
Yeah. Now I get to make a bunch of videos of. Should we add World War I to War Thunder?
Should we World War I? And then they show you like a trillion interwar vehicles because people are just. I'm such a history buff, dude. The history of the World War I tanks, and they show you like interwar vehicles. You're so dumb. So fucking dumb.
Speedy. This is in realistic mode, by the way. And there we go.
We already have World War I in the game as well.
What can we actually do with this plane? The rear hatch has completely fallen off, so we can actually drive through
Fix the textures, look at that. That's what they need to do with that plane, you see? I told you earlier.
I mean,
that looks awful.
Oh, this is the tight fit. This thing is very tall. It works. It works. There we go.
It's a bit of a house, yeah.
And you can actually shoot through the sides here as well.
Bit of a barn.
Offering a bit more cover. Not bad, not bad. In the meantime, Tom is now arriving on the low-tier version of the map.
Yeah. So depending on the battle rating that you're playing on, there'll be slightly different assets around.
It's pretty cool.
So which is actually quite nice.
It is a pretty good idea.
A lot of the older maps.
I'm a big fan of it.
I remember especially like Berlin, like they were quite.
But the thing is that if the I don't think it's gonna be a case.
They were a bit sort
at
of
least on an initial glance, but if the difference are more substantial, do you think one variant is gonna be better than the other? So it's gonna be like, oh, I'd rather take this one. That this one just gets standardized.
I think that works.
I mean, yeah, probably, because we already have that with certain ones.
It's a nice setting. There's lots of different sidelines.
Like different variants of map.
There's definitely a lot less cover
Apocalypse
on the
nice
low
to
battle
see.
rating side though.
Yeah.
That blimp is very, very open.
It is a very open blimp. Yeah, I'm fine pretty much. I just have a cough. So sorry if I cough a lot. I will try and avoid the mic.
Kofefe!
And the mic as well, so.
Someone is asking,
where are you in the office then? You're already a biohazard.
Map. We may or may not be
It's radioactive. Run!
That's the idea, right? That's the idea. That's why we had to stay at home for 2 years.
We have another map also, which is technically not quite new, but new to RRB. This
the article you sent me yesterday. Unbelievable.
Oh. This has been an arcade map for a few
just pay everybody free money.
Just print more money.
Just print more money.
Yeah, just print more money. I'm a scientist.
There's a bunch of tunnels that you can actually fly
new air map?
Which, if you have the courage and skills, allows you to evade enemy fire and missiles.
Oh, by the way, I want to know, this is not me.
Okay,
so this is their stream, not mine. Thank you.
How about, I don't know the keyboard.
Took away the mass arrest him right now.
Feature for the HMD of the F-16C. Yep, this will do.
Do you have this? Do you have the skill and the courage tech, or are we not really to the
simulator mode?
To the War Thunder Pro standard?
So what? Oh, a mask?
Which is quite useful.
No, that's what he said. It's gonna require a lot of skill and courage.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard. It's pretty hard to. It's pretty hard to be to the level of a War Thunder full-time streamer.
I feel like stuff like the F-16. There are so many things built into it in War Thunder, which just make it so simple to use. Like, you know, the amount of countermeasures, the gun, the munitions. It's. Would you rather have more mechanics, which take like a few button presses, or would you just not? Would it be better to not have them? You see what I mean?
It is now a top tier RRB.
Yeah, this map looks nice. It's basically just Norway, so we'll see what happens with it. You know that map that everybody
is
didn't
not the
like.
same.
Yeah. Not just fly over flat lands in the winter or flat lands in the desert or anywhere. Here you can actually
Norway's still in the game, by the way. It's just you never see it.
and detection.
Yeah, the radar is getting
shot to hell.
It's really nice to see more of these.
Getting shot to hell by those like artillery positions or whatever in Norway.
It makes
after driving,
more tangible.
After flying for like 20 minutes.
Really
that was awesome.
So yeah, I mean, it adds variety. I mean, the maps have sort of different
the map looks nice, like that. Well, and if I'm honest, like this. So there was an arcade version of this map which came out like I can't even remember, like a few updates ago. It's got the tunnel, yeah.
Let's get
the Bourbon Island as well is really similar.
Yeah, so it's all good.
The F-16 is not the biggest jet, but it's still pretty big. All right, there we go. Here you have a nice, nice city, similar to the other city map. So you can have some dogfights in here, evade missiles, all that good stuff.
They could be showcasing it with the Strike Master. I love that.
But the real star of this map are the
low
tunnels.
heat signature.
If I recall correctly,
so great against
New Zealander representation.
There's
so many of them.
There's one over there. There's one we flew past over in that direction somewhere. There's another one over there on that island, and I think there's a fourth one somewhere as well.
Yeah, nice mountainous area, you know, good areas to dodge missiles and all of that stuff, so pretty nice.
Hello, card hunting. The FPS shouldn't be affected too much by the lights, Takoi. They're not actual proper emitting lights, they're more like textures.
Are you telling me in a video game that not real?
Yeah. So it's got some of these real life pilots in DCS.
I don't think so.
I have faith.
I do not. Ooh.
Hey, let's
not to go too high because your high rudder catches onto the roof and then it's game over.
Nice.
Whoa, look at that deck.
Your luck from the previous dev stream curses where something's not worked.
You know how many times I tried before the streaming preparation and I wasn't able to make it through the tunnel?
Would you be able to do that?
On stream, it actually works.
My clip of doing it was the first ever posted, thank you.
Things work on the death right now.
The funny thing was, it was posted on Reddit without naming me in it. And it got like 3 or 4K upvotes, where if they'd actually put my name in the title, it would have been downvoted to shit.
Carpet bombing.
Who is this gorilla? Why is he so boring?
Who is there? Why are you doing such long videos? There's nobody else doing War Thunder videos, so I really have to watch you.
We have some new mechanics for APFSDS. Now, chat, quick
I don't know, well, I suppose it technically is a new mechanic. Like it does have a...
stand for?
It does have
it's a visual feature more than a mechanic, but yeah, it's just
yeah, but if it can actually physically hurt stuff,
like
it technically has, you know, some bearing.
Part, I guess.
Oh, I can see what you mean.
Change now. We have introduced a new feature to
unlikely addressed,
which means you actually have properly discarding sabots now. And you may think, I mean, come on, that's just going to be visual. Certainly is not going to do anything, and these shells are too fast to be able to see anything anyway. That's where you're wrong. See, these discarding sabo fragments will actually have their own damage model and will be able to damage terrain and even expose crew and lightly armored vehicles. Let's see if you can actually catch this APFSDS shell.
It's time to specifically screw up shots to try and hit people with it.
Slow down now. It's going to be very slow. I don't want to go too fast, otherwise we may lose the shot.
I believe.
Man, suspension is killing me right now. There we go. Okay. All right, there you go. There is a new model. This is the
pretty cool
mango shell. The 3BM60 will also have a different look of discarding sabo as well as the M53.
Exactly. Now it's going to look even cooler when you die.
And there we go.
Cool, yeah.
The sabots discard, and they are still fairly heavy chunks of material flying at fairly high speeds. Now, of course, they are not aerodynamic at all, so the main rod is going to be...
I wonder if they'll do this for other rounds too.
But what this essentially allows you to have is kind of a localized shotgun effect, if that makes any sense.
Fuck that.
Since these fragments have their own damage models and spread out quite a lot, if you're firing at lightly armored targets that the fragments can actually damage, this means... oh, okay, we had some fragments flying over. And yeah, they leave some impact crutches and everything.
Oh, lovely.
So yeah, mini shotgun effects, kind of. I wonder how this is going to work against aircraft if you fire an APFSDS at them. Could you theoretically kill an aircraft with the Sable?
Yeah.
I suppose you probably could.
Why do you say this dumb shit?
I don't know.
Every single stream.
You could probably do some really nice cinematic stuff with that as well.
It is also going to confuse a lot of people when they have random impact craters falling up next to them.
Kaboom.
Very nice. All right.
Yeah, looks nice.
And now,
thank you for not spending too much time in it.
Yeah,
I really appreciate it.
We have the new M109 Paladin. It's not the only nation getting this. In fact, a fair few nations are going to get this vehicle. There are two major variants.
So the Americans and the British are getting the A1,
a short barrel,
and this guy is the initial version.
And the Germans get
it doesn't have a laser rangefinder.
But no, I don't think the British are getting
it. Going to be quite as powerful.
I didn't see
also, who were the other ones?
It was like America, Germany,
it does also have access to HEVT,
Italy,
which you can use against aircraft.
Israel, right?
You have a 50
also,
which is pretty good.
I saw another A1
you have a loader that isn't quite an auto loader, but with an ace crew does give you a 13.3 second reload, which is not the worst, but is also pretty good.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna ace my M109 crew.
I mean, I love this edition.
Yeah, with your state-sponsored G.
That's just really. I need to get as much out of it as possible.
Vehicles are kind of up tier proof.
I'm just gonna spade it and
start meeting like
pretend it
full
doesn't
stabilizers
exist
and that sort of thing. So having like them being part of the game is amazing for lineups. And yeah, as you mentioned, the 50 cals helps with anti-air defense because there are most vehicles like this don't have a defense machine gun. So
another great vehicle with some great turret traverse.
It does have a bit of slow turret traverse.
It's Paladin time. You have your wire in the back.
Reverse speed is alright, forward speed is decent. It's not the most mobile of platforms. This wasn't ever intended to really be used.
It's pretty mobile for an SPH, I'll give it that.
But with this,
is that like an M113 modified chassis thing again? It looks like
you love it.
Oh no, but it probably is.
Looks like a length.
The thing is, the M109, like all artillery systems really, doesn't have all that much armor. So if you run into autocannons, you are going to have some issues. But with this much crew and this much
you run into a 50 cal.
It should make it not die one shot, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, from particular projectiles, you can survive, especially if you're at certain angles side on and stuff. So yeah, I mean, especially if you don't take full ammo, there's a decent amount of artificial survivability that you get. But I mean, it's
as a person who's spaded many of these SPHs.
Even so, for what it is,
you better shoot first.
It's going to be quite hard to one-shot if they don't hit ammo.
Or you just die.
It looks very derpy with the gun facing backwards as well.
Anything can survive a shell, especially when it's fired by British. But at the same time,
I really like it though.
You need to be in a position to shoot first.
Usually these things has a pretty woolly ass gun, eh? Like that's the box digger is just absolute trash so far.
501, no, I mean obviously it's a BMP basically without the ATGM. That's all you've got going on here. But it's a 7.0.
And this one it's like proper Swedish. I thought it was gonna be Finnish.
This thing can work pretty well.
No, the Swedish use
this.
You
can penetrate pretty much anything. The mobility is pretty good. So overall,
I remember that the Finnish used it, but the Swedish,
you can work it into quite a few lineups with it being a slightly lower BR.
They were just scared of the ATGM.
Differences as well. The skirts, especially.
Only that. It's a BMP.
I think so anyway.
Yeah, it would be fun.
Pretty much for me, it's a lineup.
The thing that always gets me about the BMP is the reload on the gun.
The reload on the BMPs.
It's a lot faster than you think it is.
Practice with the shells.
Usually you get a slightly slower one because when you add the concourse, you miss the autoloader. That automatic system. But
really good shortcuts.
It's menial. It's a really small difference.
Nice little vehicle to have.
Victor True on YouTube asks, "Can we have a look at Strike Master?" Yes, you will when we get to the UK. Stay calm, we'll get there. Country Swag on Twitch asks, why work on something no one will ever see in a match? Why not just work on
read the questions now?
What? Mixed battles. Firstly, different departments.
Community engagement, Alex. Very important.
Fucking hell, all of those questions are the worst you can ever hear from me. When are you gonna have this? Can you show this?
That is actually a technically a buff to APFSDS shell because those fragments do have the potential of
Give up.
Man, why are they
Just
keep
stop
going on
it.
with it?
Just
They
move
keep coming
on.
on with it.
Oh
You're just
my
bullshitting
God.
people.
It is
They're
very
just
much
bullshitting
technically a buff, but it is a 0.00001% buff.
You're gonna
give
hit
it
somebody
a
with
rest.
that thing and it's gonna be less than a machine gun.
Just give it a rest. You don't have to overplay your hand. You do it every time. Just stop. It's okay.
Brings you the upgrade
Is
of
this
the
unnecessary need to just
Oh, shit.
bullshitting people?
Spikes on the tire.
We have
They-
the already
it's got the
on the
spikes.
German Tiger, and of course
So, yeah,
also
basically
on the
like a
Hungarian
path.
K41.
But there IR
Yeah.
guys.
The Italian
Oh, no, that makes sense.
IFV.
No.
But on a helicopter, these should actually be a lot better than on a ground vehicle. So let's have a quick look at them.
They have quite, I think ER, does it stand for like extra range, I think, quite literally, or something
Extended
like
range.
that.
Yeah.
So yeah, they have a deceptively long
Extended
range.
The problem always with
A new
ground
vehicle for
fired
French
spike
helicopters.
ERs is that
Have you ever seen a hat in battle? A tiger
followed
hat?
by itself. If the line of sight is cut,
I never
the
seen
missile
one. If I'm honest with you,
loses its target
just
and
not
seen-
joking
I think
around.
I've
I have
seen
never
one
seen
or
one.
which
two.
when you are firing from a ground
I have
level,
seen the
where you
hat
have
a couple of
thousands
times,
houses
but
and
not the
everything
hat.
away,
I
that is something
don't
that
see
can
many
very easily
people playing
happen.
French at the
On a
BRs.
helicopter, however, where you can
the
just
thing.
Well, yeah,
hover
that's,
away 80
that
kilometers.
applies to most of the
you
minor
have that
nations.
kind of range.
Sadly, but
exactly.
yeah,
It should
like
be
I
a
never
lot better.
never seen a
So
hat
let's
before.
see. Since these are autonomous, you can just fire them off one by one,
Oh, that is a very quick lock.
and they
Jesus.
should all do
Yeah.
a decent job at tracking the targets by themselves.
Have you seen the ones on the
And
French
now I'm
and all
going
of
to
that?
run
Like
away
the-
because there's an
the
AI
Fanatical
shooting at me. Let's pretend for a second.
Yeah,
Yes.
but usually like high to, or
As
usually
you can
like
see, the
aviation
major
stuff has
advantage of these
a like
missiles is
slight
that you do
slow
not have to
like
keep
lock
them
on.
on
Ah,
side
I
like
see what
do
you
with
mean,
the
yeah.
Hellfire, for
So-
example. These are entirely autonomous. As long as the target doesn't break line of sight, these missiles should hit by themselves. And since this is a helicopter and you can pop in and out of cover, this allows you a lot
It
of
doesn't.
tactical
I don't think it
advantages.
matters the line of sight of the Tiger,
that's-
does it? As far as
yeah,
the line of
it's a
sight of
Tiger
the
has.
missile.
You know this vehicle. It's been in the game for a while.
Yeah,
The
it's
guys
supposed to.
itself.
Upgrade weaponry.
Because it's in the air by that point.
Yeah.
Next
In
up,
the air,
we
you're
have
required to look.
a World War II-ish edition to France.
But yeah,
A
in
small one for me.
in
Pershing
very
for France. Pretty
like
much
that
in
that vehicle. Oh
France for
my
this kind of
fucking
PR is
god!
quite small. They have a very small
French
versus
Pershing.
all the other stuff
What are
we've
you
got.
doing?
Pershing is, I mean,
It's-
from my
it's
perspective,
Le
very underrated
France, they
vehicle.
can really
It's like
do
a
much.
filter vehicle in Wolf.
How about you add a
Pershing's
Tiger to
Pershing's one of my favorite
How
vehicles.
about
in
you
the
do
game.
that?
Nice to see
That's
for
gonna be
France.
for the Switch coming soon.
Obviously, there's not really too
Why'd
much
you
to
have
say.
to
It's
add the
basically
weakest
functionally
6.7
identical
to
to
the
the standard
fucking
version that we
nation?
have for America.
Yeah, man,
But,
this
you know,
one
for
to
your
6.7 is
lineups and for having
insane. I don't know
full
who
on
can
France
do
Yeah,
that
it's
it's
like-
solution.
pretty nice to have.
It's just worse than
and so I like the
everything
camos.
else that America
I'm
has
very
in
simple.
6.7.
I like seeing vehicles that don't usually have these skins and the skins that the
French
French
camos in general look very good.
It's nice. I wish, I wish America had more unicolor camos because they don't really have any. They're all bicolor. I want America to get a standard kind
No,
of
they
dark green.
aren't. Have you seen the World War II ones?
Anyway, you know, you've seen the.
No, they
Pershing
have
before,
of
there's not
they
really
have
much
like
Yeah,
this of
they have
khaki,
the
the
brown.
tricolor,
nice
the
to have them, it's
bicolor.
good
Yeah,
for
all of them
lineups,
are green.
and good
Yeah.
for France in
Yeah,
general.
they're all green.
What is entirely new is this, and can I take a moment here to ask
5-3.
France,
Let's go.
why the hell do
Boom.
three
Is it classified as an
completely
EA?
different vehicles all have the AMX-10 name?
Ah, they did it like I said. Hey, let's go.
You
It's the
have
smart way to
a,
do it.
AMX-10
It's a smart way to
launcher
do
Have they
it.
given
You
it
know,
scouting?
it's like-
M, which we introduced in the last
Hopefully,
update, which
it's
is the Casemates
it's whistle treatment. Yeah.
gem launcher,
It's like whistle
track thingy,
treatment.
and then you also have a wheel
Yeah,
tank
but
destroyer.
it's French.
France,
So
why?
yeah.
Oh yeah, well, that
10 is
is
a good
true.
number, man. What
That
can
is
I say?
true.
I mean,
The
I guess
reason
you
they've
have the
designed
same
this.
benefits.
This is the
Yeah, this is an
MX-10.
IFV. By
It's
the way,
kind of
guys.
similar to the
Just to let
Marder
you know.
in concept. It is an
So,
infantry
yeah.
fighting
that-
vehicle.
Think of it as the whistle that is supposed to be like in real life, all of this really niche sort of like, oh, it's supposed to be like a paratrooper support and whatnot, but
Yeah.
or the no more direct, it's the Sup 1-2 on the Japanese tech tree. That is was also supposed to be like an APC IFB thinking, but in Warzone there would be absolute trash if they pull around that area. So why not just classify it as an AA and you can have some usable AA instead of only the AMX-13 DCA.
I'm just glad they gave it scouting, so you can basically just use it like a light tank.
protected.
It's quite lonely in there.
Pretty
but
much.
That's good.
It's a
It is,
little
yeah.
box.
Very isolated. Thankfully, the turret itself is actually crewless, so if you can find a piece of cover that is high enough to hide the hull, at least you shouldn't immediately die, unless they hit the ammo
it'll
rack.
be a decent AA. You know,
That is
people are
a bit
asking
of an
for
issue.
an AA
Let's
for
have a quick look
France
at the
between
mobility
the
of this
two
vehicle.
that exist, which are really good, and there's one. So
This is it's a pretty good way to add AAs for nations that don't really have the more traditional options of a dedicated AA.
Exactly. IFVs have to deal with aircraft.
It doesn't have a stabilizer?
Gun can extend
no.
far up high.
No.
Not quite.
First of all, it's France, so it's not a concept that they knew until the 90s or whatever.
It's fine. And the overall is pretty decent as well.
Needs to fire on the move.
The reverse speed.
Yeah, it's...
2 reverse gears, 11 kilometers per hour. Not ideal. I would not recommend getting too close to chaos.
Can it float? It looks like it has a splash guard.
Yeah, this thing's amphibious. You wouldn't design a thing that looks like this without making it amphibious.
The gun, the RH202. No, this seems to be a French version. We'll take a look at it in the hangar again.
Does it have a machine gun
693. The one. This is the same one as you can find in the tanks.
Firing?
As coaxials and whatnot.
I'm not sure what it is. It's a machine gun.
It's a good gun. It's fun.
It does not have any thermals. It is also pretty low battery rating, and yes, it can actually float.
Yeah, there you go.
Extender.
Oh god, it looks so goofy with the splash guard.
Looks cool. I'm down.
Alright, let's have a quick look at it again in the tech tree, where it will be. And you can see it's a pretty low battery rating. It's not the most powerful of vehicles. It will be in the SPA line, right after the AMX-13 DCA 40. And she's filling it.
Is there a lineup of 5.3?
Yeah, I mean, that kind of AA works quite well.
Anyway,
so for those lineups...
Oh, the M4A for S50, let's go.
Nice.
We're good.
Sadly, they moved the Jumbo.
Nice to see. I mean, they're quite forgiving anti-air platforms as well because of the fire rate. You know, maybe not the most interesting addition.
Do you take the M26 or the AMX M4, Alex?
Overall, it's good that it's here.
It's a hard choice. That's pretty comparable.
Very comparable.
How about this? Would you take the fat perching or the perching?
Let's move on to the next nation.
Would you take the super perching or the perching?
Would you take the T-34 or the
T-34 heavy or the perching?
So we can start with the Leopard 47, which is this is a really strange
I'm not sure about
4.3. It's an SPA, but functionally
especially if they get
I
this thing
feel like in
AG.
practice, I feel like in practice it's just gonna.
Oh shit!
New
Italian
Leopard 1.
There you go.
And in terms of it being a functional anti-air vehicle, it's not that great.
But yeah,
at least in terms
this
of
is just a Leopard with an L70 on it.
Vertical targeting speed on an Ace Crew 7 seconds, horizontal 24. And vertical guidance and
and it's not a premium helicopter
whatsoever.
It's not a premium helicopter, so it's not going to get removed in a couple of months.
At least to me, this is what this is going to be. The crew is obviously very exposed.
Slow
you've got the two at the back there. I mean, here you can hammer rack quite easily.
People are just going to use this.
The thing is, War Thunder players are conditioned mentally to shoot in the middle of the hull for most things.
That's why I think it's going to go up.
It's like the Type 65 in the Chinese tree.
Just like the
SAR tree.
the
So if you take a shot into the middle, it's going to do basically nothing, and that's going to give it quite a bit of artificial survivability until people realize to shoot the turret array.
How much ammo
saying
does it have?
The H129 probably among
yeah, for 4.3, I mean, you can, it's deceptively well armored. Like, even for the tier, it's not very much, but 70 angled like that, you are going to still bounce some stuff. So it is
4.3, yes, you know that chassis can be pretty trolling against conventional runs.
You know, it's not going to do a huge amount of damage. So artificial survivability-wise, pretty nuts.
Let's be very realistic though. That's going to get
that Mangusta probably they gave it their spikes, and that's why they're keeping it at
you know, in terms of the fire rate and what
this is going to go. It's going to go up before the launch. I assure you.
People are going to troll with this.
It's a bit limited with the traverse rates and how slow it is. This is on the best crew that you can get.
Can you shoot them test drive real quick?
Yes.
Why is this Cold War vehicle here? I thought they separated they segregated the Cold War vehicles from the World War II.
Just checking in there, right? But yeah, if we look at that traverse rate for an anti-air and the elevation as well.
Yeah, but you got the lowest way to go.
It locks right there. So
yeah, so it's not an AA. No one's going to use this as an AA. This is just a tank destroyer in disguise again.
Knocking out lightly armored stuff. I mean, it's going to be
like that. It's got 100 millimeters of pen. Like you can go through pretty much the side of everything.
You know, directional mobility, reverse.
What's the round of the German? Like M61, like 10 something, 101.
Yeah, it's not that much different.
It's quite an interesting, very unique vehicle for Italy. Maybe it's going to you know, it's slightly immersion breaking with the Leopard hull at 4.3.
Yeah, the KV-1 ZIS-5 is higher BR than this.
What this thing is going to be.
Stuff.
If you are confused,
yeah, well, I
Italy,
don't think that's a fair comparison, but I know what you're doing.
All right, next up we have another very fun vehicle. Italy is amazing. How did it come up with this?
It looks so rusty.
It is amazing that Italy had to come up with so many contraptions because they were getting ass blasted so hard during the Second World War.
Since the tree came out. I mean, this is the Battle Pass Premium. So
Maybe
Rank 3.
Fascist ideal was not a very good fighting
gun on this platform. It does look very
Maybe deciding in 1930s that motorized infantry was a bad idea was in fact a bad idea.
That heavy industries were just not a thing.
They just weren't needed for some reason.
Maybe not to face one of the most powerful empires on Earth.
I'll show you very, very briefly. Well,
in comparison to Aryan blood compensates for it. Takes just
that you have with the 8 rounds, this thing has a lot more, which is fantastic because that was.
Can it shoot from the front, like directly?
You only have 2 degrees of gun depression. You can aim at the front of the cabin.
It's pretty tall.
It's gonna blow up the roof.
In like a deflate like this, there's not really a huge amount that you can do. But on a good crew, you've got a very, very good reload.
Yes, was it the 1943 Chilere Sahara?
You can knock out anything incredibly.
Taking on all of the British.
Yeah, as this is predominantly
on with its mighty 40
chiefly.
My favorite thing about Italy in the First and Second World War is the vast majority of their larger ships never really left port or did anything because they were so worried about losing them because of the economical destruction it would have done to the country if it happened.
I don't think we can hit it, but let's
They just lost them, there was not going to be anything else.
Yeah, pretty much.
All or nothing.
I guess high enough that you can hide next to it without the
one of them after the First World War straight up got killed by fucking saboteurs somehow.
Oh shit, the big column.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, you can hide next to this thing.
So, yeah, survivability obviously is not going to be a prime factor. The crew are very much exposed any sort of bulletproof armor. But
it'll be fun though,
if you position
especially after they put the bread
of these trucks is that it's quite hard to
destroy
their
it's an all for your tank destroyer line. You have 3G, you have Stu, you have Weird Samovente, and you have this truck.
Can't fire, you know, then it can drive away. So yeah, it's got some artificial survivability.
This will be really good for 5 minutes, and then you're gonna get bombed.
No, it's just standard. But I mean,
yeah, it's a first point. I agree with you on that one. That this is a first one.
Missing huge amount, but
even you're gonna see. Even a biplane can just.
I'm very happy to see it.
Can just terminate you.
Thankfully, there are more derp guns also coming to Italy. Italy is also one of the nations who will be given the M109 Paladin.
Nice!
Short barrel version, very much like the Israeli one we just had a look at.
So what makes it the G then? What's the difference?
This high explosive is pretty powerful. The HEBT actually has more penetration, although
the other one had the same rounds, so maybe muzzle velocity 580 meters per second. That is pretty slow.
On some vehicles,
so that is pretty slow.
It's also got that VT that has to hit the ground and not the...
Yes, it is finally fine.
Yeah, it's not a proper VT.
We are planning, if all goes well, we are planning to open up the dev server today. So you can
you're in work, you're in business tech.
Maybe right
you're
now,
in business tech, man.
Something that you can do and check out the vehicles in the open server once it goes
public.
Rocco
wants to watch a movie tonight.
If all goes well,
I don't know what it is.
Hopefully, knock on wood. Yes.
It's the one about this evil dude.
Italy is also getting an upgrade to their helicopters, the AH-129.
Oh, this one gets the spikes as well.
It's just the Mangusta with the spikes.
Right at the end.
You know what helicopter players need? More
with
passive
also access
systems.
To the spike.
Now you have to click even one less button.
Yeah, crazy. You don't even have to look at the target for more than half a second. It's nice.
On this helicopter, it's pretty menial because nobody uses this shit, but you know that eventually they're gonna add them to the other nations, so like America, for example. Then you're gonna see what's up.
Yeah, then you're gonna have
the A129, yeah.
Then you're gonna see what's up.
Very aggressive. All right.
So yeah, there you go. The 2 nations with the worst helicopter trees now get pretty decent end of the line helicopters.
This is
China's
take on the M109. It's a little bit worse. I mean, the reload right now is pretty much the same. It's on the same hull, effectively, as the tank destroyer version.
Just remember aced crew reload.
But in terms of the performance,
why do they do that
it's not quite as good. That's
no
idea. Proxy and standard.
So disingenuous.
And it's 46,
even so, 46 still
46 millimeters of pen.
It's got the anti-air machine gun.
It's got like 5 kilos of explosive
armor. Nothing to really write home about, I suppose.
Another one of those, if you miss, you die vehicles. Enjoy facing Tiger 2s constantly.
Slightly less powerful rounds, but overall it's a still solid platform. Not too much to say, but nice for the tree.
It'll be fine.
Good for lineups, up-tier proof. These sorts of vehicles are great for the game.
I thought it was going to be more in line to the Acacia, but it doesn't really have the same run variety and whatnot.
No mobility, really.
Japanese
no Rambo. No.
Do you like the Type 93? Don't answer the question. I like the Type 93 because it's very fast, but let's be fair, it's not the most effective of anti-air platforms. So, Japan is finally getting an upgrade. The Tan Sam 1C is a big old truck with big old missiles. However, these are still IR missiles. These are not manually aimed. Missiles,
hopefully with this they can expand the scope.
To all the same thing as other IR missiles like flares
and not just be limited by the moves. So this would not have to be connected to all of this army of beagles. There's still going to be shaped.
Another vehicle. I'm glad that's added, so I don't have to hear about it again.
Yeah, but that is true as well. That is true as well.
The Type 93 and the Strela M2 are also going to get a new electro-optical targeting system specifically for use against helicopters. You may know.
So you can actually kill them. No way.
That would be pretty good.
Yeah, that would actually be useful.
Shoot them at like 1 kilometer away.
Massively reduces lock-on range of IR missiles, right? With this electro-optical system, you will essentially be able to have a higher lock-on range against helicopters that are flying against a flat sky in daytime conditions.
Instead of with you
never mind.
What we have. Yeah, we have to worry what we have.
Sky in the background. Right?
Why do they always
let's have a look at the missiles then. I didn't show you the stats, but they have about a 35 G pull.
So yeah, if helis are going in a straight line in the middle of the day and not paying attention, you'll be able to.
Yeah, it's a PvE, man. They're not shooting you. They're not shooting you.
Rear aspect range is about 11 kilometers. Front aspect range is about 6 kilometers.
It's the same. It's like the same as the Israeli missile, right?
Yeah, 6 kilometers from all aspects.
They have like the boxes with them to
10k launch range, but what's inside that?
And it reminds me of
that. Yes, I just see the launch range in all aspects 6 kilometers. You can get our range by air.
I'd love to see that. That was the
in practice, you're gonna use this one at least at 11 now. With your Type 90s and the TKXP, and then in top tier proper 11.7. So you're gonna be outgone on pretty much every aspect.
So when Korea gets added to Japan, you will hopefully have a 10 lineup with a bunch of random ass light tanks.
That would be the idea, and you can probably also get some actually capable anti-air systems and all kind of capable systems and all of this trash.
The real detonations may not be quite ready just yet. What I can show you is, well,
hopefully something sackless so you can actually have a child fighting chance instead of this bullshit.
Would be nice.
Anyone machine guns one of them, you're dead. And you also have very big missiles here in these big side boxes.
I'm guessing as scouting them, right?
Yeah, because if they don't have any means to defend themselves, they can scout.
Has a little bad radar right now.
Alright, lads. We have something special for you. A new Japanese battleship.
Ooh.
Your favorite.
It begins with
your favorite stick.
And it ends
with
the
Yamasuki?
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for the IGN Yamashiro?
Hello.
Yeah, that's the premium one.
James here.
They don't even have it.
Do you know that
I'm
if
so
you
proud of that. That was the highlight of the
request
stream
it
from Mr. Mike. And very well done.
Did you know that if you pre-order this pack, you're gonna get the flag, the prefecture,
forever.
the Kyoto prefecture or whatever.
Yeah, so it's a very early sort of Fuso class.
It's also $90
does not have the same crew or anti-air in terms of guns.
Yeah, $70
for low BR
USD.
Effectively. With less
and it's the Fuso class.
It's best to look over the ships yourself, basically, because they have a huge amount of, it's more about the armor and the internals and that sort of thing. So, and, people will be falling asleep when we look at this.
It's for the people that put out all of those bullshit excuses that are pretty much just self-convincing mechanisms of like, man, when they start to add all of these really big chips, I'm definitely gonna play naval. No, you aren't. No, you don't give a fuck about it.
Yeah. Where are you? Where are you?
No,
we're at that point
to just buy yourself in.
Yeah, we're literally at that point now. So there you go.
Just buy yourself in and you're still not gonna play it.
Camo, which looks pretty snazzy. Got the
ship camos are pretty cool, by the way.
Tricolor spotted.
They've also made it now, so if you grind out a vehicle, you're pretty much destined
if you can change the size, like really small and really big, you basically can create like 3 camos out of 1. I think that's brilliant. Like I love that. I think it's really, really well done, honestly.
Show the flag
as well.
That's important. The flag.
The perfection.
Oh no, they don't have the flag, do they? Because they didn't fucking.
Oh, it's pre-ordered. Yeah,
it looks kind of like World War One-y.
No flags
in a way. I quite like that.
All right. Next up, we have another M109. This time for the UK.
Oh, the British get one too.
Yeah, I stole it.
Now.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, you see, it's only like the muzzle velocity. It's only the muzzle velocity. That's a justification to put it higher in VR. That's insane. That's insane.
Whereas on the short-barreled versions,
and it's like 684. Don't talk about it like it's like 1,000 meters per second. It's 684, and the other one was like 580.
So
there's like 5 M109s.
Useful in hilly terrain, so you can lob a shell more easily. On that, not really much changes. Still no laser.
We're gonna have to do an M109 video. Which M109 is the best M109?
We also have this.
It's like which is the best
long-awaited British wheeled
it's like
the Vickers Mark 11. The hull reminds me of Halo for some reason.
Do you know what? I was just gonna say that.
This is straight out
looks like a kind of like a level boss kind of vehicle. I really like it. I mean, it's an absolute house.
This has the third of the mighty BFM5
You like that 12.7 millimeters of armor?
Yeah.
You also have 4 very empty.
What I'm liking is that 40 seconds of turret throwers. That's pretty decent, even if it is like fully aced because of these motherfuckers are just
However,
very detached from reality.
Access to a 105mm cannon with also access to the C6.
I know you don't like this round, but if they want to keep it at H7 because of this round, I would say keep it over there so you can play it alongside the Chiefies and have a bit more of a fighting condition. If you put it at 9.3,
it's like 9.3.
9.3. It's 9.3.
Not ideal.
A standard 105 reload only because they gave it a DM33. Britain 9.3 actually has a bit of a lineup. Most of you have the premiums, but that's why you need to diversify it. I wouldn't be surprised if then people use it effectively and it's gonna go to 9.0 or 9.3 anyways, but maybe by that point at the DM33, but give it a chance. Give peace a chance.
For the
I'll just scout
something speedy,
and only shoot when I need to.
Something they can flank around and scout.
Yeah, nice.
We have the War Thunder Pro Tips there. Oh, I'm sure you remember them. Just flank, bro.
Just flank, bro.
The weak spots, bro.
I love this
one.
You
the weak spots.
You see the coastal PT one?
Yeah, that's why. Just flank them, man.
Just flank. Much like the Kiwi is also friendship.
Just don't get shot. Just don't get shot by the big chip. When you are little cheap.
Pretend that you are the only person.
In terms of it,
it's from Keith. It's from Keith, the War Thunder Pro.
Yeah, he said that this was
but only 2 rifle caliber machine guns, which is not a huge amount. That's slightly more powerful than like the standard 303 sort of.
Like it's pretty useless, but it looks
guns.
fun.
So not amazing.
And that's what I want from Battleship stuff.
In terms of it being,
you know, I don't want meta breaking stuff.
One of the most important things that you need, apart from decent speed, is sort of the
2 British vehicles
to
as well
within that kind of CAS environment, being able to loop and maneuver and get your guns on target. Well, your ordnance.
Did they raise the BR already? No, it's different game modes.
A pretty solid amount. It's in terms of the platform,
on the Soviet
it's great.
On the Russian stream, they always
and a decent amount of speed.
They always show in arcade for some reason.
You can't really go full fighter with this, but if someone's on your tail, the heavier aircraft that you often do see in ground forces, at least, you can defensive fly with it incredibly well, and you can reverse pretty well as well.
Take that in test flight.
I can. What I will
it's so fun that they are just maxed. It's just infantry machine guns. I thought it was gonna be miniguns.
It's not. It's a bloody like thingy plane to get that fast. It's not have CCIP as well. Imagine like
it's a trainer and light attack aircraft. Yeah, trainer and light attack aircraft.
Yeah, so I'll take it into a standard flight like this just to sort of show you that it's not as it's not like as hugely quick as it may seem. It will take a while to get
as it may seem.
Well, with ordnance, yeah. The question is without ordnance. Like how maneuverable is this thing without ordnance?
Yeah, I don't believe it does.
And it has custom loads as well.
Guns, in terms of what you can do, I mean, it's okay.
It's got 1,000
defensive flying for a jet, pretty okay. Because it's so light, any kind of ordnance that you have is going to really, really impact the flight performance.
Yeah, exactly.
The bombs drop separately. So you've got 4 bomb drops if you take all 4 bombs.
Nice.
And that does help mobility quite a bit as well.
Yeah, that
but
it's
that's
the thing I'm wondering about this vehicle.
As it may seem from the stat card,
is if it doesn't have ordnance, so can you literally use it as just
agile
kind of an annoying
for lining up
like,
bombs and rockets,
air killer machine?
For what it is, and it's kind of trainer role, I think it's pretty much
perfect. You're still going to be limited by the armament it has. Like I'm actually
with some practice and what you've got.
I don't know how the flight performance is going to be, but I can see this one being even lower than 6 or 5.7.
Plane. I like it.
They should have given it guided missiles.
No. Well, you're from those motherfuckers are asking for the
5.7 in RB. In arcade mode, we are in realistic here.
Okay.
And I need 30 versions of this same attacker because this one has fucking sidewinders and this one doesn't.
Arcade mode is where it is 5.7. There you go. All right. Next up we have.
Yeah, 6.0 is a pretty tough VR as well.
I was expecting this is what I've been waiting for a really long time. The KPVT is probably one of my favorite sort of light weapons in the game.
KPVT is fantastic,
and it's nice because obviously new anti-air for Russia.
Very good
gun. Basically the same as the other 152 except 2 extra guns, which in terms of the arrangement is actually pretty good. And for where it is right now, it fills a gap. Between, you've got 5.7 here, and then before you had 3.7 here. And so this other version, which is a bit different, obviously anti-tank ability is not quite as good as ZDT.
This one is an actual anti-air vehicle, the other one is just a trash machine.
But in terms of what this vehicle is, it's pretty good. You've got a good spread, you've got a lot of ammo. The KPVTs are really, really nice. They do a lot of damage when they hit. It's a nice little addition. It's great for lineups. Obviously not a huge amount to say. You know the gun, you know the platform. Just 2 extra, and I think well, it is pretty good. Quite now, at the moment, it's a bit unstable. These guns have quite a bit of recoil, so they are going to like knock around a bit. But in terms of the spread that you get, it's pretty good. Nice little anti-air. Not a huge amount else to say. I mean, obviously, there's a much more exciting thing to see other than this, which Mike can show you.
I'm so excited for this.
I love this little friend.
Chat, can we get some bonk in chat? This is the Object 775. Don't adjust your eyes. This is the correct aspect ratio. It is an experimental Russian prototype, very, very flat. The objective here was to make it as low profile as possible. And
I remember that meme that said like if you are taller than the Object 775.
What if
this one was like even lower? This one was like 165 centimeters or something like that.
Hell's awesome.
Oh, look at that shit. Look at that
I think it's pretty fair to say this is probably one of the lowest profile vehicles in the game. I would really like to see what this thing looks like next to an L3 because holy crap. You are just flat.
Jesus, man.
You are just
completely flat. I mean, the hull is about the same size as the Leopard. It's about the same length, about the same width as well, but it's half the height.
I love it.
The crew does just very barely fit. This looks very, very cramped. I mean, they're basically sitting on the ground at this point. Interestingly, you only have 2 crew. You don't have a driver in the front of the hull, which honestly is probably
that's a really big disadvantage.
You only have 2 crew in the turret, and this gun is also a bit different. It doesn't fire regular munitions.
Yes,
in my end,
fires
you have low depression, so you're gonna have to expose a lot of the vehicle.
Yep.
You don't have any reverse, so after firing you can retreat effectively. And if you get shot at, if they don't blow up the ammo immediately, they're gonna kill one of your crew, so you're dead anyways.
Will be intercepted by that.
This is not a 9.3.
This
is not a 9.3. I guess they're gonna try to help you with that 6-second reload, but it's nothing. It's nothing that substantial to justify.
Like that M1 over there. Wait, I need to go higher. I'm too low.
He's too low.
It's still gonna be too low.
Okay, I'm still not high enough.
It
is very flat.
Very flat.
As you can see, the missile gets deflected by that. Now,
it's a very common. It has the IRCM. The first time it has ever worked.
Up and down. You can also increase the.
Even at this thing being way too high VR than it should be, it still can't see that.
This ATGM launcher only has about 5 degrees of negative depression, which can be an issue over hulls, but the missile should make up for it. Also, Because it is so low profile and you have such an extremely angled
you can blow up an MBT-70, the best vehicle air.
Of armor, actually.
It's deceptively survivable. Yeah, you've got the weak point in the gunners up.
I wouldn't say that. Yeah, I wouldn't
because
say
got
that.
one, well, two crew.
I think that's a deceptive statement.
Destroyed quite quickly.
If you,
yeah, the armor on the front.
If you allow me to say so.
Even for 9.
This thing's gonna ricochet a bunch of dumbass rounds.
Pretty decent. Very, very decent indeed. Of course, against the side, you are basically going to be a one-shot. There's nothing really that can save you. If not for the only 2 crew members, you also have a big old rocket ammo rack over here. It does have a composite armor, interestingly enough. And, oh man, it's such a weird vehicle.
It's brilliant. I love it.
I'm actually very surprised to see it in the tech tree.
Yeah, it's a very, very niche vehicle.
Yeah, this one is premium material. Like everyone just is gonna rally around
the
the
weak points. It does have its weaknesses. It does have a lot of strong points. I think it's an amazing vehicle for the game. I think it's very, very fun. You can do a lot of interesting things with it.
Maybe.
So you shoot turrets on this? I think you just shoot low blades.
The chassis, yeah, the chassis.
1,000 horsepower, 35 tons is very, very
That turret's volumetric. And we all know Soviet volumetric turrets are always fun to shoot.
At 9.3 you can even encounter the M33 and whatnot. They are more of the 64A. You can still bounce it if you shoot at the more protected areas, but you can even deny it.
No, I don't think so.
I think at the top for going to battle, it's set arcade.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, never mind. There we go. That's more accurate. Also, let's look at the modifications. These are the sets for the Ruin.
Yeah, the Ruin and the
Boor. Sorry, I missed a poke earlier. 550 meter per second velocity.
500, 350. What is it? 550 or 350? 550 meters per second. It's pretty fast. You see, this is like a Nacra. It's like a Nacra but stimulated and with a different chassis, obviously.
Not the best. I would not
like the concept is the same.
But at that point,
slap a KPVT on top.
It's like the Acra, the same sort of rocket-propelled HE round. It's okay.
Give it a really well-developed commander side. Commander cupola, but everything else in the vehicle is going to be absolute trash.
It does look like someone's edited it. I really like it though. I'm really happy to see this one in the game. It's brilliant.
It's fun.
Right, let's move on to Germany, which also gets a turret.
109.3. That's nice.
Yeah, it's the same M109G. Not really a huge amount to say other than the other versions. It's basically the same as the others. The top MG is different. Nice for Germany as well. Having another howitzer.
You get a worse MG.
There's still more with the 50 gun in the but it has the MG3.
To the gun, that's fantastic.
Germans on suicide watch.
We've shown this before. Same thing in Germany, basically. Good thing to have in your lineup. Nice lineup vehicle, pretty solid. And the camos are good too. I like it.
There are some good news.
Yeah, you have the Panzer and you have the Paladin.
However, they are getting a new top-tier jets, an upgrade to the MiG-29, the MiG-29G. And you may say, but War Thunder, the MiG-29 is clearly a Russian jet. What do you mean a top-tier German vehicle?
Yeah, we have no Russian vehicles in the German tree at all.
It's the most German
thing. They don't exist.
It really is.
Yeah, they need to add all of those native German designs from the Cold War.
Yeah, from the 90s.
There is actually an American camouflage as well, kind of technically.
Yeah, from all history. They never developed shit. They never developed shit by them.
The most German MiG possible. There you go. This is one of the base camos that you can buy with GE, or some of them you can unlock. And it is pretty decent. Now, this is going to be very similar to the MiG-29 SMT. You do have access to R-73E missiles. These are functionally identical to the R-73. I don't believe there's much of a difference there. You also have access to the R-27E, the R-27ER, R-60s.
For
you got bombs, although nothing really guided on this aspect. It's purely a fighter, really.
Excessive.
This will be a pretty good addition to Germany top-tier air. Oh, also, did I forget to mention what the tech tree position of this was? There you go.
It's right before the eccentric.
And for the MiG, of course, it's going to be after the MiG-29. I believe it also gets HMD, just like the SMT.
Impossible.
It's an SMT with an actual flight model. Oi! All right. Let's see.
That's what the chats are worth doing in a fucking official depth stream.
In
an official depth stream.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for the Viking? Not quite yet. Not quite yet.
That fucking joke has grown so old in a day. In a single day.
Which one? A numerous amount.
The bar.
Primarily for like anti-ship stuff. And Hellcat gets one here. They're very long Della bomb.
I think on the showcasing a new bomb.
The dev server comes out to the full list.
Oh, it's the one that we were really cool.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of these AP bombs that are going to be added for naval. against ships and stuff, and obviously for ARB as well when you're.
Yeah, those are pretty useful.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, Hellcat. You know what that is. Just
I can't wait for them to bulk standard bombs to make you use these bombs.
I think Germany gets quite a few of them as well. Same as Britain. The Wellington.
No other reason to use
them. I think anyway.
Maybe they're gonna limit them that in naval you can't carry the normal guns. You can only carry your dedicated naval AP bombs.
We better move on. Quick, show the T-54.
Okay,
historically accurate.
So T-54E2. This is the other version, well, the second version for the existing premium. This is another premium as well. Basically, the armor is a bit different, the layout, you can check it all yourself.
Why have you made this premium?
Okay for 7.7 basically, but
maybe they're gonna add like the T69 to the 3 eventually.
It matches the speed of the autoloader on the other version. So it's still pretty
there's
okay.
many in this family.
This gun.
There's many in this family.
Very heavy saber
this one was just
round,
so.
It's very, very powerful. The AP I don't find too reliable.
It is what it is.
But the heat and the Sabo I really like.
UBR syndrome.
Pretty nice. It's pretty okay for like a premium. There's already a lot of 7.7 vehicles already in the main tech tree, so it's, you know, if you want to make a pretty strong lineup there, you can do that. And it's pretty okay. I think I'd probably prefer this one to the E1 because you run out of the autoloader quite quickly. It takes a long time to replenish that. But on this version, it's manually loaded. So you can match that pretty nicely.
Interesting enough, with a fully aced crew, you just get a 5-second reload.
Exactly, it matches the autoloader if you have it on a pretty good crew. It does have a couple of armor weak spots.
But I wonder if that's going to be the case or if it's just the values that they haven't changed.
But
because it should have just the standard 105 reload.
I really like
even more so at 7.7. Like all of those 105s got moved to 8.0.
Go.
I mean, I guess if you want to see the VARC, you don't want to see this thing, right?
No, shit. This is the DAP, the direct action penetrator. It was supposed to be like a spec of
VARC. Welcome to the game, DF111 Aardvark. Yeah, this, what can you say? It's a swing wing. It's very big. It's a 2-seater. And it has a crap ton of ordnance.
There you go.
Is that the record for the most rockets you can carry? I don't know. I feel like it
imagine this,
like
but in the old loadout like setup.
Like when you take the continuous fire, you have for 20 seconds straight.
It was already the same with the Phantom. Imagine with all of these new vehicles.
Top tier, not quite top tier. This is going to be at 10.3 after the 105. It is a strike aircraft.
Oh, they already changed it? No way. From 11 to 10.3.
Although you only get access to the AIM-9B.
Right.
However, you do get access to 8 of them.
Why does people think that this is a fucking fighter? Only because it has F in the name.
Literally, people think it's a fighter because they've read Wikipedia. And Wikipedia says that some variants could carry the Phoenix and AIM-7. Not realizing that it's like that. Well, they never actually mounted AIM-7. But there was a testing. Yeah, and also because, as usual, it's the wrong fucking variant. Because they're not going to add in the F111F, which is the crazy
bombs.
Well, not now at least. That's the main thing, is that you need to first of all identify what it is and then go from there. Not just start to go read Wikipedia and say like, oh, so they can carry all of this shit. Like, no.
Yeah.
It does also have countermeasures. 26 large countermeasures, not a
it's a large countermeasure.
Hopefully be
look
fine.
forward to all the bots.
You mostly want to be running away from enemies.
10.3 definitely.
There you go. That is the modifications tree. You do need to research a flare, of course. And yeah, wait. Chat actually wants to see the previous one now?
No, I don't think they do.
Shut the fuck up.
I think they're lying.
I don't know. What do you think, chat? Do you think we should show the other thing again?
I mean, chat are renowned fabricators, so I think
they've been asking for the VARC the entire stream.
Exactly. I mean, I think that's all they want to see.
Wasting time.
Fine. Very quick look. Lads, the Black Hawk is not down. It is actually here in Warhammer. Very early rook.
Yeah, we don't want to see the other stuff. We don't want to see the stuff.
But I can just quickly show you what kind of ordnance you can expect from this. You got Hellfires, you got the laser-guided rockets.
All the standard shit that every other American helicopter has at height. There you go. Right, next,
it's 11.3.
Let's get back to the next one.
You saw nothing.
Why would you pick this over an Apache?
There are a few things to keep in mind with the artwork.
Because the movie, Alex.
No, it's because it's another helicopter. It's the direct action penetrator.
There's something quite interesting with these pylons. The inner two pylons rotate to keep your ordnance facing forward.
It's cinematic.
The outer two pylons, however, don't. They are fixed. which means that if you do decide to bring a loadout that occupies those outer pylons, you cannot sweep your wings fully back, which means you get a massive speed penalty. Let me quickly show you in a test flight.
Oh shit,
quite crusty.
You heard it? Have to be careful for when you use it.
That emo kit, it does not yet have the proper eject animation, no. It doesn't even have...
I love how flat it is on the top, just from like an aesthetic standpoint. I think it's really pretty.
Looks pretty slick.
Hopefully get with the Australian version at some point. That'd be
nice. I've seen the UK
oh yeah, no, that one is never gonna come to a game, dude. It's never gonna come to a game. There's not gonna be any other artwork coming to a game. Oh, I wonder if this one is gonna come to a game. No, it's never gonna come.
It does take a while to take off.
There's an excluded possibility.
14,000 kilograms worth of ordnance, at which point
these are the people that they hired to accomplish
a massive truck and can't really move. It also guzzles fuel quite a lot. I have infinite fuel on right now, but
yeah, they're in the
I guess kind of compared to the F14, you do want to take out more fuel rather than less fuel. Usually the maximum fuel amount of 2 hours is going to be just about enough to do some prolonged ARB fighting. Okay, let's quickly select the Mighty Mouse and let's just fire.
Once again, man. Once again.
Progress.
This does look a bit
silly.
Once again.
But
it's like bullshitting people on live. This is insane. This is insane.
Gaslighting. Like
this is insane. Yeah, they're just lying to you in your face.
Now it's over.
Hello.
Yeah.
Now you can go fast.
Though, my wings are not swinging. I'm getting a reduced speed warning. I'm not even Mach 0.9
Be careful now.
Oh no.
You do have the option of taking this much ordnance, but if you do be warned, you will not be able to
also, when you
fast.
destroy
you
or when you finish the rockets,
so
all the pods will fall off.
You have a real tactical decision to make.
If you have it selected, which you should.
Yeah, it's a jettison mechanic that is enabled by default.
So you won't do that.
Well, I hope so.
Can you not drop pods? You can. You absolutely can. Nah, those bits are overrated, Tiger. Don't worry. It's fine.
Just bullshitting people all live.
Do we get fuel dump? No.
Just bullshitting people all live.
What do you think? The AIM-9B loadout?
Let's take off again.
That's something you're interested in, Alex?
But now we can
air superiority.
That's what my War Thunder YouTuber told me, man. This is a fighter. This is an air-to-air platform.
You know what's also at this BR?
Oh, yeah.
The MiG-21
air brake
SMT
is just the covered wheels.
You know what you'll also see? Oh no, you won't, because it's American. Never mind.
Well, you're gonna see it anyways because it's mixed battles. You're still gonna see the mighty Scotch Tiger F5C, the king, one of the kings of these.
I would love to see this versus an F5C,
or
the F5A, or the F5E,
or
the A10,
or any air fighter. Just any of them.
And if
you take a combination,
and if you get up to 10-7 or more, you better start praying.
Yeah, the Vigans of this BR now.
The Kafir.
The Kafir, oh yeah, good luck against the
Kafir Qatar, they have all of those armies.
Definitely go air superiority in this. Definitely listen to the videos you're going to see over the next few weeks of this thing getting like 4 kills.
Man, it's insane. It's insane. It has variable geometry.
It can shoot at the sun.
Fires the outer pylon first. Fires the middle pylon. And now I believe it goes for the... No, still fires the pylons, okay. And now the next
just choke is like
the Bombay, there we go.
Dropping bombs or something.
Oh,
it's gonna be way more useful than this.
There is a bit of a delay. So it opens up the Bombay underneath. For you to be able to launch the missiles.
And then this in the Bombay.
A second later. Very, very interesting.
Oh, true, yeah, they could do a plane versus video.
There we go.
F111 versus Yak-38.
What did it done take for December?
I believe we should have actually gone through everything. So maybe just a very quick round. If you have any questions, post them in the chat right now. We have around a minute or two to be able to answer some of them.
Will we get
Why not show the vehicles? Why not show the vehicles in the game?
No.
The helicopter weapons.
Will we get more F111?
There we go.
Where is the British naval battleship?
Yeah, do you think this vehicle will come to a game? Do you think this vehicle will come to a game?
Going fast.
It's a different possibility. It's a different possibility.
Lock on still.
Oh god, yeah, Chad's
it's
going very fast.
Definitely a helicopter.
Yeah,
where's the gay?
Where's the gay archer? Are you gonna add the gay brute?
For Germany,
are you gonna add the gay family?
Where are the British naval vehicles?
And for Israel.
Decided
this is what you should be doing. This is what you should be doing. Just join the vehicles and whatnot. Like, who gives a fuck about the chatting and official dev stream? Really? Is that the point that we're at?
You should watch some of those too ready man. I feel so sorry
able to test everything
on the state of questions is very low.
So keep in mind, this is a sneak peek.
I don't feel sorry for these guys, man. I don't feel sorry for these
I mean, they get paid for it, but still.
Okay. Everyone is an air Symbiar.
They should keep a certain parameter of quality.
A lot of this is preliminary.
Over the past, I would say, like 3 streams, you could just drop. You just drop there and.
BRs literally don't matter on test servers.
Okay, sadly, I believe that is all that we have to show right now. Thank you for watching this
goddamn
of the
no gay
update.
Sad.
Once again, reminder, we are
they only showed the Fukushima or whatever for the premium.
Yamashiro.
You can log into it with your account to test out this new content. Hopefully, it will open
no Iron Duke. Sad. Where's my Duke of Wellington?
They didn't even promote the dog one.